Hey Sammy, I'm going to answer your question, but I want to start by prefacing this with the fact that I'm not an atheist because of what can be disproved or because of what I've discovered to be false, but rather because of Occam's razor. When examining claims, two separate claims, all other things being equal, whichever one has more unfounded assumptions is less likely to be true. So without positively providing evidence for God, God is an unfounded assumption. That being said, I have no problem refuting individual claims. Since God is defined in a variety of ways to a variety of people, you can't disprove God. As a matter of fact, the very idea of God is too nebulous to be disproved to begin with, simply because somebody can say, well, you're not arguing against what God really is, and then change the definition of God. It's called moving the goalpost, and it's actually a very frequent tactic employed by a variety of theists. But I'm going to go ahead and address you, and while I don't know what your specific claims of God are, I've got reason to believe that you're Muslim. And right there, let me move that over a bit. That's the Quran. And again, I can't say there's no creator, there's no God, whatever. I can, however, say that right here in Surah Al-Mulk, I probably butchered that, I'm sorry, my Arabic is non-existent. But I'm going to go ahead and look down at verse 3. This is Surah number 67, verse 3. Or Scripture 3, or I don't know how you guys label them. Please excuse my ignorance on how you label your book. Anyway. And who created 7 heavens in layers? You do not see the creation of the most merciful in any consistency. So return your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? Then return your vision twice again. Your vision will return to you humbled while it is fatigued. So, while I can't say there is no God, what I can say is that the sky is not made in 7 layers. In fact, the sky isn't made in layers at all. I suppose you could count how the different gases separate themselves, but there's not 7 layers of gases, and the layers overlap one another due to variant densities and atmospheric physics that I'm really not. I'm not a meteorologist, and I'm not a fluid dynamics physicist or anything like that, so I have, less knowledge on this than one of them would have. But I can say that we have a layer of air and then nothing beyond that. There's no 7 layers of heaven, but it's still right here. It says, who created 7 heavens in layers? It's not how it works. The other thing is to tell Muhammad to examine the sky for cracks is absurd. And the creator of the universe would have known how absurd that is. If there really is a creator, if there really is a God, he wouldn't have grabbed some Arabian guy from, what was it, the 4th century, I believe, and tell him to check the sky for cracks, because he would have known that the sky can't crack. You can't break the sky. And Muhammad actually checked it 3 separate times. This doesn't support this book as being the source of all wisdom, as emanating from the creator of the universe. What it does support is the idea that an ignorant person, I'm not sure what Muhammad's vocation was or anything like that, but he was certainly ignorant, being that he lived in a period of time when a lot of things that we know now weren't known. And it's very plausible that an individual might have thought the sky to be able to be broken, considering that a number of people back then believed the sky to actually be something to the effect of a bowl turned upside down and set on top of the earth. There are places in the Quran where it states that the world is flat. I believe it says that the world is like a bed or a carpet, there's a place where it states that the sun sets in a mud puddle. These are things that we know to be false. These are things that we know to be absolutely the opposite of what really happens. The sun doesn't set. The earth spins and makes it appear that way. So there's no mud puddle that the sun can settle in. This does not support the idea of the creator of the universe giving divine knowledge to Muhammad, but rather Muhammad claiming divine knowledge while continuing to spout his own ignorant bullshit. So while I can't say there absolutely is no God and I can prove it, I can say the Quran is bullshit.